Here's the bottom. Oh, that looks sweet, man. Look at this. Let's take a look at this keyboard here today. This is Angel's newest creation, the Baldur 65. Got a little O-ring. Note it, blame the KTT Rose switch. It's all the Rose switch's fault. Man, Angel's PCBs are so f***ing awesome, dude. These come with TX stabs, by the way. Angel's putting TX stabs in these. I think, right, Angel? And then we have the Baldur. I love the shape of this one here compared to the Freya that Angel made. This is a glass keyboard. To me, this looks sweet. We got a whole bunch of different plates here as well. Holy, it looks scary to use. Oh, it's not. Look at this. Isn't this cool? I need to put feet on this, but I don't see where the feet went. Did I drop them? Angel, was there feet in here? If not, I have like a baggie full of them somewhere. No, they are not there? Oh, okay, okay. Would you consider adding feet? Would you recommend it? So, okay. This is so good looking, by the way. I think this is such a cool board. Look at that. Look at the reflection. Like, it's so neat. Again, just a disclaimer. Angel sent this over. This is not sponsored, but Angel, I think, is letting me keep this. I have no idea. But Angel's also a friend of mine, so if you take it with a grain of salt. I promise to be, as honest as possible. It's a little hard to get this to focus. There we go. Is it heavy? It has some weight. Isn't that awesome? They also have a frosted version and a kind of like a tinted black version. It's so cool. I just need to wipe it down because it's a little dusty, probably from sitting inside the box for the last week and a half. But here's the coolest part about this keyboard, by the way. All right, what do you guys notice about this board? We'll play a little do you guys see it kind of game. What do you guys see? Do you guys see anything interesting on the PCB? Well, yeah, no flex cuts. That's there too. What do you guys see? I'll point to it. What do you guys see? It comes factory mil-maxed. This is the first I've ever seen that comes factory mil-maxed. Helps a little bit with those clearance, and they're 3305 sockets too. 3305-1, I believe. So they're insanely flush. You probably won't even be able to tell. Maybe a little bit. They're 3305-1s. So pretty interesting. Angel basically asked me, he's like, what's a good, because he was gathering some information. And I kind of knew this a little bit ahead of time. And I was like, dude, if you can get 3305s on these. And he's like, that's what we had in mind. So he got 3305-1s from the factory. So pretty awesome. I would say the big benefit, like truly, is if you happen to, I'm like this sometimes too. Luckily, I've never popped a socket. But if you happen to be a little bit lazy some days, and you happen to, push down on a normal hot swap socket, like the Kale ones, and maybe one of the metal legs decides to not play nice, you can actually push, because you're pushing down into a socket that's on the bottom, you can pop a socket there. However, with the mil-max sockets, you can't push it through because they're anchored kind of from the top. So when you go to insert these, they're just going to stay, which is nice. Also, the clearance on these is a slight bit lower, I think, because if you can actually see, versus hot swap, you can see the legs poking through just ever so slightly, the gold legs on the silver there. So clearance, not that it really matters too much in this case, clearance is a little bit lower compared to hot swap sockets as well. And then for everyone too who really believes in like sound profile differences between something like a hot swap socket, like the chunky plastic sockets on the back versus something like mil-max, this also might be something for them as well. Mil-max technically gives you a bit more flexibility as well. My only concern with this is, because these are 3305s, it shouldn't matter that much. My only small concern, which I didn't even know this was done to all the sockets, is the stabilizers sitting on top of these ones. However, because these are, I've never been able to push in a socket this much, it shouldn't affect the sound or the stabilizer at all, because these are, again, practically flush onto this. So again, it shouldn't. But let's start doing our stabilizers, and then we can really find out. We also have an aluminum plate. What plates do we have here actually? Is it polycarbonate PP? I think this is PP, or this is POM and this is polycarbonate. I don't know what we're gonna do today. I mean, and the other thing too is you get to see this cool design through the back over here too, which is nice. Yes, you're usually not supposed to put hot like Milmac sockets where you put stabilizers. I have done them before for 7305, and I've done it one time ever for 3305 as a request from the client, and it was totally okay. So we'll see for this one here too. But it'll start at 310, and again, you get the hot swap PCB with the Milmac sockets, and I think you get a set of stabilizers. I'm pretty positive, right, Angel? Yeah, so you get a set of white TX stabs, and you get all 3 plates with the board as well. Actually, I forgot about that. I know Angel's mentioned that to me like 15 times, but you get all 3 plates with this too. It's pretty good value for 300 bucks. And just so everyone knows too, Angel has done, well, Helheim has done 2 runs before for glass keyboards, and I think both went pretty good, pretty swimmingly if you ask me. I think I'm gonna use aluminum then. Tim did a drop test. Tim did do a drop test of this board. I don't know why and what possessed him to do it. Like, I don't know what he's expecting out of it, but he did indeed do a drop test. All right, and now I'm gonna try putting the SP Star first, and then if I don't like it, I'm gonna switch to something else. But believe it or not, I love KTT Rose everything, but usually I find the spacebars are a little bit weaker for KTT Roses, so I tend to stick to other switches. All right, so I'm gonna do something Tim didn't do, and that is Angel's recommendation of lubing the O-ring. The reason why you lube the O-ring on this is because it becomes a little bit frictionous. It has a little bit more friction on the glass than, you know, typical metal and aluminum and stuff like that. So we're gonna put this on and lube the O-ring. And the reason why, again, you do this is friction and then the ability to take this off afterwards. Clear glass has friction, yes. So we're just gonna put a light coat of lube on this. All right, this looks so nice. Look at this. Dude, this looks pretty cool. Here's the bottom. Oh, that looks sweet, man. Look at this. Can you see the lube smearing on the glass? Nope. I mean, I only put a very small amount, so you cannot at all. Look at that, that looks so cool. I kind of don't know what to do for keycaps here. I was thinking about this with stream. Angel told me to go simple black and white. What's the difference between the Freya and the Balder? One's more rounded. Like it has a different kind of overall shape to it. Wait, this is gonna go very hard with this. Oh man. Now let's plug it in. Well, let's make it rainbow mode because there's no other way to have RGB. Let's go to VIA. And again, guys, just, I know I said this at the beginning, Angel's a friend of mine. He's also letting me keep the board for full transparency. I mean, we've looked at his boards in the past. I wouldn't say there's anything like crazy new about this one here. It's just a larger version of the Boulder, slightly. All right, well, if you guys wanted to see, this is how bright this thing gets. Actually, it kind of looks better with just blue. Ooh. The orange is pretty nice too, actually. Can we turn the lights off? Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it still might have some ambient light. Oh, that is so cool. What other colors can we pick here? I guess people like blue. We can do like an ice. Oh, that's really cool, actually. Here's like pink, here's purple. The purple goes pretty hard too. So yeah, this is how bright this thing gets, man. That is crazy. Can you show the side profile? Yes, I'll show it with the lights on, or off rather. That is the side profile of the glass keyboard. In case you guys were interested. Isn't that crazy? And the glass itself is picture perfect as well. Look at that too, the way the light kind of goes through this and changes. This almost looks like a mirror effect. That's really cool, actually. And then if you don't push it all the way, yeah, it'll go up, but it's sitting right along the edge. So it sits pretty flush with it. Maybe like a small hairline above it, Not that I can even see. When you have it flat on the desk, you don't really notice any of that. That is very cool though. Very cool project, Angel. Let's see what this sounds like. I am using an SP Star for this bass bar. I am using KTT Roses on alu plate with an O-ring. It all has been hand lubed with 205G0. Nothing's been filmed just because you can't really film KTT Roses. This is the Balder 65. Little HJ test. The alphas sound really nice. I like this spacebar a lot, but I do want to kind of experiment with just one other switch. If you guys want to humor me here. This sounds really good. How do the other mods sound actually? All right, let's try with my other favorite switch, the Nixie. I mean, I already know you guys probably all expected that, but maybe some of you guys were super surprised. Yeah, I think the Nixie is definitely... You prefer the SP? And then I want to try one other switch. I like this too. The spacebar's nut. So far, I'm good with both. I actually really like both. Let's also try a Curry switch because I've had really good luck with... Because definitely leans to be a brighter spacebar for sure. Definitely a lot brighter of a spacebar. Curry switch might be an excellent choice for this as well. Oh, wait. Yeah, get out of here, Nixie. The Curry switch is actually insane here. I like the contrast actually between the rose alphas. Whoa! Oh! Okay, I'm sold on the Curry switch personally. I am very sold on it. And then if you guys were wondering too, just because this, you know, is a glass keyboard and tolerances and all that, there is a slightly larger hole here for the USB-C in terms of aesthetics. But man, this looks great. Overall, for a glass keyboard, quality is really, really nice on this as well. I'd say $300 for 3 plates, a mil-maxed PCB. I think this is pretty good for $300. $300 for all glass hot swap with mil-max. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty good value for this. And you also do get TX stabilizers with this too. Angel's putting in, or I guess Helheim's putting in TX stabs. Very, very awesome. I'm very happy with the way this turned out. Angel, like I said, the only thing I would recommend is perhaps putting in some feet. Now, in terms of other things, just a quick little note. This is definitely a higher keyboard. I'm not sure the front height on this. You may find this uncomfortable if you're someone who needs a lower front height of a keyboard. I want to say it's... I don't know if it's 17 mil. This is definitely not 17. I want to say this is probably like 21-ish? Would it be like 21, Angel? I don't know if you have actual dimensions. Probably a little higher than some people might be a little bit more comfortable with. So quality of the case is great. A little high in the front height. If you can get past that, this is probably a really unique build for you. Definitely needs feet put in the box just in case you want to use it with no desk pad, because it kind of slides everywhere and you don't want to really scratch anything. Oh, it sounds really good. And then other than that, pretty cool build. Really unique in terms of the factory mil-maxing. A lot of stuff in the box, so pretty awesome. Yeah, it slides everywhere. 100% either need a desk pad or feet. All right, that's pretty much the stream, guys. Bye, everybody. Love you, and have a good one. Peace out, guys. Bye-bye.